It is the year the super-dimensional Fortress 3A returned from hyperspace. The legacy of the expeditionary force has come home, and so they find the Sol system not destroyed by an aggressive alien force, but rather with transformers that had stopped them. And somewhere out there, a strange new darkness waits for them. Well, we're back.
It has been over a year.
A series of interrogations, but here we are, no harm, no foul.
I was not. However, I'm a different Min-Mei from the one that was encountered in the other timeline. I run a restaurant. I don't even sing. The higher-ups decided that we weren't as important now that we got home.
They seem more concerned with the other stuff that happened, not us. They can't blame us for another timeline.
They weren't. Everybody that went on the Sentinels mission was to blame.
We're going to have to meet with the other leaders. It's completely different here, in the sense. Well, it's the Earth we left. It's just stranger somehow. Having all that freedom and then suddenly blowing it all before we came back. The universe has changed. The universe has changed. Or at least for us. Events that happened in 2018 altered the course of our destiny. Yes, and Britai was killed during the space mission, just as the awareness had foreseen. I don't take much stock in the awareness. It is a strange concept indeed, but with the Zentradi away and the Masters hovering near the orbit of the moon, we have no idea what they're going to do next. We aren't allowed to go launch an investigation.
They have temporarily suspended our command of the expedition while they work things out.
But it's been over a year. Even if we're not involved scouting out the Masters, somebody should. We do not fully understand why the shapings have brought us back to this particular time period, or why the other creature, the Primus, assisted us, or what was that other future about. These are questions we cannot answer here.
And then it remains in the purview of the diplomats.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't lollygag for too long, or something's bound to happen. The world shall be ours. We must seek the protoculture within the battle fortress. But there are 3 battle fortresses, and we must choose the correct one. What is our priority now? Continue with the procedure, and awaken the clone. The others will come looking for us. Let them. We can observe them. This timeline isn't that timeline. It doesn't matter. The children of the shadow, the proto-devlin, and the others of the shadow, they will still come. We must protect the protoculture. We are not even sure if the protoculture still exists, but if it does, a version of it appears to exist in this timeline on this planet. But this timeline is different. The one called Min-Mei the Songstress is different. Other vessels could carry the protoculture. Yeah, the voice could be carried by other sources. Send a message to our people there and invite some of them to come here. As you wish, I will summon some of them here. Excellent, as the awareness has foreseen. I have found some other masters living on the planet. Some left behind from the mission with the Sentinels. Yeah, their names are Cabell and Remy. Very good. Summon them. I have opened a secure channel to them. On screen. What is this? I see you. The Masters are contacting us at last. So what do you want? Cabell of Tyrol, I'm not familiar with you exactly. But very well, you're obviously one of us.
I am Remy, a clone of the Zor clone from years ago, except I came out female. We could say that we were trans, however, I identify as female.
That is not significant to this operation or matter. Very well. We seek contact with you and should arrange a meeting. The humans will know. Those that are in charge are rather fractured. The planet is not a united government in this timeline. We're aware of that. That is because in one of the other timelines, when it's skewed into the tangent, there are only a few, about 100,000 humans left on the Battle Fortress. That is true, but we too are not from that universe. We are from this one. The shapings of the protoculture have allowed us to come here.
Very well. And when we go out to meet with you, first, we will alert some of the humans in power for insurance.
Insurance is irrelevant. We will not harm you. Under the old leadership, you abandoned us on Tyrol. You did harm us, or your people did. It was not us specifically. The ships that left the planet were lost. Our ship was just one of them. We have never met you. Understood. We shall meet. Set course for the satellite called Luna, or the Moon. We will be on our way, as the awareness has foreseen. It might seem a bit conflicted, but the nature of our return mission was most distressing.
Yes, the mission has been interesting, but we're back here now. We've done all the reports and handed in everything we knew.
Our failure to liberate those planets was not entirely our doing. After all, we only had a space fleet aboard our mothership.
They could not have expected us to succeed. The mission was supposed to fail.
They were not expecting us to win. They were not expecting us to return at all. I have investigated this. Yeah, it would appear that they indeed were expecting us to be lost in space. Yes. Too many people are investing a lot of information on various other timelines we had nothing to do with. I didn't fight in a space war. Not the type of war they remembered from the other timeline.
It is a good thing the Earth of this timeline survived the space war. In the other one, it would have been completely devastated.
They do not appear to realize they are in their own version of events. The timeline is skewed into a tangent in 2016, not 2018. But yes, everything has changed from then on. The rise and fall of President Donny Spurs, for instance. It was all different. Things are different this time. The Sentinels mission changed us. But not in the same way the other missions changed the others. He hasn't gone through the space war.
It didn't really happen to him.
But having gone on the Sentinels mission, this version of Rick Hunter had some space war. And to him, things are different than the other ones. He and Lisa discussed the nature of what happened to them in some way.
It became a multiverse, with the Macross saga, and then the Robotech saga.
Try not to overthink it. It's a multiverse, and we don't want to address the multiverse.
That's necessarily why it would be confusing.
Should we get the Transformers in on this?
We can summon them. Most of the leadership has gone off to fly Cybertron back to the original solar system from where they found it. It's a spaceship.
Yes, and the planet ship Wrath is back at the forge of Solus Prime intact. Afterward, they thought to bring Cybertron home as well. Some of them are still around. They were headed for the planet Liberta, but they didn't end up going. If you're going to include any Transformers at all, Spike and the others have gone off to that other planet, to Cybertron.
We ended up not going to that planet Liberta.
No, you didn't go. You seemed spooked by the other timeline.
Nothing happened to the ship, it just never got launched.
So here we are, with some of the Transformers, to talk to Rick Hunter and some of his group. Very well, Daniel Witwicky. Bring them in. Optimus Prime and the others are away, but we're here.
The others have come forth to discuss the situation.
Rick and Max are to arrive. We have plenty of time. The Decepticons haven't been doing anything lately.
I don't like the silence. They're up to something. And the Masters are out there on their ship.
It's agreeable to see you all again, although the Veritechs from our space mission are useless now. Yes, many of them were in a state of disrepair. They're, after all, from the 2010s.
So any piloting you guys do would have to be piloting Transformers. I see. That could be a little problematic.
I'm up to a little challenge. Weren't you also 6 Zor?
I was 6 of Zor, but the Matrix, when it brought us all back, changed me back to my original form of Artemis.
You no longer have the power of a Prime?
I still retain some power of the Prime, but not of the Zor.
We can't use the Veritechs, but the Transformer equivalent would be the Seekers. And they're Decepticons. The Decepticons would not allow you to pilot them. Obviously not. That'd be pretty bizarre. Hope it doesn't come to that. We must prepare, just in case the Masters come back. Some of the remaining Zentradi forces would still be around and capable of doing their missions.
I am McKee, Exodor here is their de facto leader now. That Bretai had blown himself up during the mission.
I will act as an ambassador. I'm not used to doing it, though, for I'm more of an information expert. He's not used to doing that.
You could use a juxtaposition.
There were not many diplomats among my people. We were a warrior race. We were always battling. There wasn't much need for diplomacy. He isn't used to it.
The Transformers will see you now.
On our way. This should be different. Could a supercomputer take over? I don't think so. In one of the other timelines that happened, but I don't think that's going to go out here. That happened here. It's just based on that. Your technology is inferior to that of the Macross people. We don't necessarily want to deal with the old trope of the mega computer that takes over. They've done that in a bunch of other timelines. Not necessarily that a song would take over in this timeline. It wasn't the song that was taking over in the other timeline. It was that the early Zentradi were freaked out about culture, proto-culture, and they thought that Min-May's singing and the kissing in that scene was proto-culture, and they were told not to interfere with it. That is incredibly silly. Scientifically improbable, but not impossible. Audio waves can be used.
Kissing, huh? They were freaked out by kissing?
Very strange. Everything has been retracted or changed. They can say, like, okay, the universe didn't exactly happen that way. They're aware of the other universe because of the time-space paradox. The Prime talked to them. Some weird universal god entity related to the Transformers. I didn't understand it myself.
But we were there too, and we remember it, like years went by when they really didn't.
That's all you need to know about that. But they're dealing with that, and so there's no super advanced technology with the Robotech of this timeline.
The Transformers have the advanced technology.
Remy and Cabell are going to the Master ship.
They're gone in an Autobot ship capable of getting there.
The technology isn't as advanced as it would be had there been a space war on the planet. They're on their way, but I'm concerned they might get captured.
I don't think they would turn. They wouldn't.
And I don't really want to deal with Miriam this time because she's pregnant.
She's not around, but she's out there somewhere being moody. She's had for a long, then she shouldn't be included.
I agree. She shouldn't be included. We do not want someone that is very pregnant in the story, as she would be a danger to her and the child, so we're going to leave her out. I think I'm fully recovered from the incidents from last year and be fully able to serve. We would have to bring that up with the officials, Max, but yes, it's good that you're back. Yes, it's good to be back. The alien influence that led me to be disturbed is gone now. The Masters were defeated. They didn't return here, but they might. Have you detected anything? Only faint murmurs from the dark side of the moon. The Transformers were headed there. Do you think they know anything? Too soon to tell. It could either be one ship or several. Then they didn't leave. They're out there monitoring us. It would appear so. After all, it's not the Zentradi. Events have changed. Then again, we should just live in the present. This timeline is different from the other timelines. Nonetheless, something is out there. We must alert the Transformers. Most of them are busy moving Cybertron. What must we do about it? The proper space authorities may not agree with us since our return. Then we must proceed to gather more information. I will attempt to gather more. How close are they? Depends on the ship's foldability. They're either weeks away or minutes, depending on whether they can activate their engines. Is it possible they went to their home planet and came back? I don't know, but I hope not. They may not like what we did there, or what we failed to do there. It is probably not feasible that we could have succeeded on those missions. However, because of the doppelgangers on the other two planets, it sped things along. Two unknown parameters.
The Transformers report that they have made contact.
They're not quite sure if they want to take over, or if they could do so.
I imagine it could happen in a worst-case scenario.
I'm not sure if the Zors should show up yet, or the robots could.
It could be them. Cabell and Remy have made contact.
I assume they're on their way.
I assumed some of them had gone to Liberta, so they're not there. Maybe they didn't.
They were delayed and ended up not going.
Why are they still here?
It didn't work out. It didn't happen. We turned around. We had a premonition from our primes not to go, and stopped.
So we're not going.
The future events might have happened in some other timeline, but the primes messed with it. We couldn't let it happen. This timeline is different. It's not even like the Space Bridge timeline. 2016 is when that started.
So now we're in a slightly different timeline than even that.
The Masters didn't invade, nor did the Invid. But this would be the year the Invid approached, just after the Masters story in the other timeline. Yes, except that the Regent and the Regis were transformed into Transformers by the Primes and the Shapings, and they were defeated by the Sentinels Story in this timeline. Which makes no sense to me. It is confusing. In this timeline, the Masters wouldn't want to take over the Earth either. They wanted the robotechnology, but because they're aware the timeline has changed, there are only a few.
They're aware of the other timeline in which millions of the Zentradi soldiers attacked the Earth and devastated it. That's not this one.
That's sort of a backward idea.
So they invited the Shadow Children, even though they're enemies of the Invid. Shadow Children. They did this, even though it makes no sense. Why would they do that? From what I investigated, it would appear that they weren't the Children of the Shadow. They were the essence of the Invid. The Children of the Shadow are still their enemies. They're the Haydenite rebels.
In the other timeline, I was part of the 15th Squadron of the Alpha Tactical Armored Space Corps. But in this timeline, the civilian scientist who hasn't had any of that stuff happen. Very young and very resourceful. Indeed, you know the protoculture. We know of something similar, yes. The fuel form of the protoculture from the flowers of life creates a certain energy field that is similar to that of Energon. And also, which you describe as the alien force called the Shapings in the universe, is similar to that of Primus and his energy. The Earth wasn't decimated, as the Masters know. But they're aware of that, though. We've investigated this timeline skewed into this tangent here. Can't get out of it. The fourth and 11-dimensional singularities that led to the timeline itself is very mysterious. Scientifically, it's called the Shapings. Any sufficiently advanced science can be indistinguishable from magic, as Arthur C. Clarke had once said. I would imagine that some alien races would worship the technology as some sort of god. It is not indistinguishable from the Primes. They are similar, the creations of Primus, a super mega computer advanced race that created the Transformers themselves. If only we could go back aboard the FCF-3A and I could have a look around in the computer. I'm sure you could arrange that. The powers that be would probably not allow me to do that. We must figure out the nature of the protoculture device so that the Masters don't get their hands on it. It's beyond us, this technology, but very advanced. It's not quite beyond us. We understand some of it. But our ancient ancestors knew it even more and built entire solar systems, like the Forge of Solus Prime. It would be very interesting to see such a solar system someday. Very few humans have seen it and survived. The Witwikis have been there. We may need to ask one of the Witwikis for assistance then. It is possible the Masters could have come and went from the planet. If so, we're in trouble. You realize what you're saying is only theoretical. But we have been through it. It seems as though it was a dream, but yes. The Masters were prevented from coming. Same with the Invid that should arrive shortly. You know the Transformers and their forces, it chased them off. Like when we thought we'd been trapped in another reality for years. It would suck if we were still in there. We are back to being ourselves. I am home. Where's Miria?
She hasn't been here all day.
What is going on with her?
Stress, I guess.
She's been acting moody lately.
I thought she acts moody all the time.
I suppose, but I've tried to learn from our last experience since our return.
You've made surprising progress, Dad.
We had a strange experience out there, time dilation and all that.
It seems to have caught up with us.
Well, I am a genius. At least that's what they say.
So what are we going to do about Bowie and his band?
I don't care about Bowie having a band. It might distract him.
They're not very good.
Maybe you should go help your stepbrother.
Oh, they need help, all right, but I don't think I can give them that.
In another timeline, we led different lives. You apparently became a soldier in the 15th Tactical Squad. It doesn't exist in this timeline.
So my future self mentioned.
I wonder what Aurora or Maya are up to.
She's off her meds again, wandering around babbling.
Oh, great.
I wouldn't worry about her getting into the wrong crowd.
No, most of the doppelgangers were arrested or disappeared.
Nah, it wouldn't be them.
Let me know if anything unusual happens. Yes, Dad.
We need to know more about this Talomsky.
She's over there.
And we need to learn more about the Masters. If you wanted to see me, we represent the Earth government. That's what I figured.
We would like to have a word in private.
I'm really just a nice detective. Haven't been swept up in the Sentinels mission. Not really technically knowing much about it.
We will see. We have done our research.
Come this way. It would seem a federal building of some kind.
The usual drab architecture.
What gave it away? This way.
Do we have the information?
Yes, but it's weird.
Yes, Cabell and Remy have arrived at the potential enemy ship.
I don't like it. Earth does not have the defenses to stop an invading alien force.
Millions of Zentradi and Meltrandi ships just up and left before we arrived. It appears they did. They did.
What can you tell us about their mission? Only that I know as much as you do. The Transformers ordered the two there, and on a scouting mission. A scouting mission to spy on the potential enemy.
Yes, sir. Will they cause an interstellar incident by going over there?
Probably not. They don't have enough weapons to cause a threat. Well, if they brought weapons with them, it was kind of stupid.
Welcome, Remy and Cabell. This way. We will show you the cloning people. They've made a version of Zor Prime.
Why would they do that? They can't use him as a spy.
He was created so that we could better understand humanity. You mean to defeat the human forces? Defeat of the Robotech forces is no longer central to the story.
The Master and the other characters know they can't.
They can't go down there and merely shoot everyone. We have devised a plan to infiltrate the humans. He will not be a spy. He will act as our liaison. Yes, the battle fortress is merely buried. Its technology lost in time. They've rebuilt it to be something else.
They have seen it from scans and acknowledge it's there.
You could merely go to the site of the SDF-1 and 2. The humans of this time period would probably just let you take whatever you wanted. We have scanned it out. It is possible. The two other fortresses are interesting. The Macross Third Fortress, the Superdimensional Fortress 3A, is not. We do not need the third rebuilt fortress. We need the original, and that is a copy. A knockoff. So there's an imitation and slightly larger ship, but as a copy. We escorted you to the chambers.
It's a little creepy, but I don't mind it. After all, they're the Masters.
Yeah, we'll go with them, but the first sign of trouble will run away, I guess. You would become lost this way. There are not enough of us to power a full-scale assault.
What do you suppose happened to them?
The space plague probably took them out. That'd be my guess. These guys are not in a position to attack the Earth. I hadn't considered that. We should still proceed with caution. We do not know what would trigger them in their desperate state.
I will consider that, too.
I am here, and I have returned to you. Is the clone able to speak? He is able. Excellent. Awaken and speak to us. I am here. Who awakens me? Your master. I am Cabell. What am I? You are one of us, born of Tyrol, a moon of Phantoma in the Valverde system. And I am Remy, your sister. My sister? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a way I am.
Let us go. It is remarkable that you already speak fluent English and can infiltrate them. Admiral Rick Hutter, welcome. What's going on? Why did the men in black outfits take me to this location?
It is for utmost secrecy. The Robotech Masters mothership is approaching.
I don't know much about that.
Some Transformers told us they sent a ship to go look for Masters' mothership. The Robotech Masters aboard.
Cabell and Remy. We knew that from before. Just wanted to hear us all say it.
For the record, if anything happens, we'll know who to ask. Surely you're not going to use me as a human lie detector. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, Jameson's powers aren't as good as they used to be.
Ever since we made contact with those prime aliens, I traded my powers for legs.
This mission is top secret. The others are coming? Good. Let's discuss the mission. These Masters, what are their defenses? Were this the main fleet, their mothership would be a match for the SDF-3A.
But it's just one ship, isn't it?
Is it the ship that Remy and Cabell encountered? Should probably find out what they want.
That'd be a good idea. In the other meeting room. It would be more secure.
Admiral Hunter, are you sure you told the Council everything about the mission you went on? I did, but I could have missed some details. It was a year ago. You left the planet Tyrol, a moon of a gas giant Phantoma, with a working military presence and no base there. We were not equipped to set up there. And Hadon 4, the same, but it also had something called a sensor nebula, an FTL communications device, and you did not try to take it. We didn't think we could take it. And also there's Optera, a decimated former stronghold of a powerful alien shape-shifting race. You also didn't attempt to take the technology. I did not. We were distracted. The aliens were messing with us. They had control of some of our people. I didn't think mind control was possible.
Is mind control possible? It can be, for certain sensitives. You consider yourself one of them. I do. I have mutations in my brain that allow me to be sensitive to psychic energy.
And Talomsky, that is your full name?
It is. I've not chosen a first name. We were created in a lab.
You're a clone of Ellison Strauber. Yes, so is Farrington.
Your occupation is a police detective. I'm a detective, sir. I will report the facts. That's what we do. Investigate and report.
I think that McKee is considered another G.I. Joe. Not really sure what Talomsky is. They appear to be independent contractors.
They will all address things in secret.
Well, we've sort of been deposed at this point and don't know anything about the alien ship. It's like we have rank again, but only because of the mission. McKee and Gunther brought that up. McKee, well, in the other timeline, if there were only 70,000 survivors, then I probably would be in charge. Yeah, there wouldn't be anybody left.
Well, there are plenty of people above you in this universe, and we came back.
Well, we had to make tough decisions out there. We could have stayed there, but we didn't.
You would have still been an admiral.
They already met with us. The interrogation is pointless. They just wanted to find out if we knew something else. Clearly we don't. A year ago, there were all sorts of interrogations. They already got everything out of us.
They already know his background, and he said everything, but yeah, he's a vice admiral.
You say you're a vice admiral.
We returned, and basically they have no mission for us.
Honorably discharged, but under observation.
The other group merely wants to find out what we're all about, because we saw and fought aliens similar to the Masters.
We are back. We have decided that you can go for now, but you'll be under surveillance. I assumed we were anyway, but very well.
If the aliens try to contact you, we must know immediately.
Goes for the Transformers as well. Well, we were there when you met you last time, so okay. Well, yes, guards, see them out. Yes, we will.
You were our manager, but in the other timeline you were the lead singer of another band. In another reality I saved the universe, but in this one I didn't actually do any of that stuff. I was running a restaurant with my cousin Kyle. I guess we're making progress then. At least this time we didn't break any more guitar strings. You are insufferable.
Why, thank you. I don't think that was a compliment.
Easy for you to say. You were up all night.
I was out clubbing. Yeah, until you found out that sexy dancer was a dude. Let's not go into that.
That young hottie looked good in a dress.
Stop that. It's not like I took him home with me. Is that the guy that shacked up with Cobra Commander that one time? He's really old. Cringe.
You must practice. The concert is next week.
Our manager needs to go clubbing.
I do not. It'll bring back too many bad memories. Sometimes I feel like I should be a Robotech defender like I was in the other timeline, and then I should be out there fighting some evil aliens invading the Earth, and also not listening to orders.
You do that anyway. You don't listen to orders. Well, not from you.
I can't believe that Rick Hunter convinced me to work with you as your manager. I have no idea what we're thinking. We don't have to like it to work well together. Let's do it from the top. Yeah, what was that song again?
Cover that Music Lund song again. Aliens wishes to make contact. It's a clone of Zor Prime.
He asked for Dr. Lang in person. Apparently, the other Robotech people mentioned him.
Lang, you may open the channel.
The others are monitoring, but why would they have the clone contact them and not their leader?
I'm not certain. Open the channel. But make sure the firewalls are up just in case. Their technology would be far advanced of us. The firewall would not stop them from hacking the computer. Good to know. Open the channel. They call me Zor Prime. I was recently created. Created? Like a clone? Yes, like a clone. I do not know how that process works. Oh, I could show it to you sometime. It is similar to the one used by the Zentrati. Why did you contact me? You are a representative of the Robotech Masters on the Earth. I did not realize. We understand your language. You and your followers went to our planet. You were able to defeat the remainder of the people there, I understand. That makes you a Robotech Master. There's been some kind of misunderstanding. We traveled the galaxy seeking those who control the protoculture, and also the culture. Hand over the secrets of the protoculture, and we will leave. This is a different timeline. We don't even know how the protoculture works. That is not likely. Your expedition with the Sentinels was similar. You liberated those 3 planets, Phantoma, Hadon, and Aptera, as the awareness had foreseen. Not bad for a clone that was created yesterday. I have been programmed to understand your language and idioms. Their motivations would be quite different in this time period.
Even though they want the protoculture fuel, or the protoculture flowers, or the protoculture as in culture, they are not entirely sure what it is.
You mean the shapings told them what it is and they just believed it like it was a cult? Their space gods told them what to do, but they don't actually know how it works. They're just unsure that maybe they were somehow affected by the changes in the timeline and don't really know. The Masters are uncertain. The Transformers are an anomaly in the timeline. The Space Plague is also an anomaly, and the disappearance of the Zentradi and the Miltrandi are also an anomaly. Just as well, their forces would have devastated the Earth. I have not yet been programmed with all of that information. However, I will meet with some of you on the planet. I'm sure we can arrange a meeting with you and the others, and it is odd, though, that the Masters do not want to participate. The other timeline is a tangent. We will remain here. We will send the clone down there to meet with you. It would be insane for us to go down there and risk being captured. All right then, arrange for a meeting.
I suppose if I remained here, it would hardly change anything.
It would not. We three will go. Who should we meet with?
A semi-neutral party. I have an idea. We won't be expected. Best of luck. Let's not let the military know we're here yet.
This is Daniel Witwicky. Jameson, what are you doing here?
I know we swore to secrecy, but I have that feeling again.
What feeling?
The incident on the alien station that made us think over 14 years had passed, and it didn't.
Oh, that incident. You might say that each cause and effect leads to a parallel universe, and that those events did happen somewhere.
Somewhere else, but we came back normally. In other realities, we made different choices and ended up in another timeline.
Well, it turned out right for us now. Why ruin it by investigating what happened? There they are. It's the alien. I represent the alien master ship. I was just cloned. I'm called Zor Prime. Why'd you come to me? I'm not any authority. I'm Daniel Witwicky, other than being the liaison to the transformer. That is exactly why I would come, although the name Prime in our language is different from yours, but close enough. Hello, Daniel Witwicky.
It's been a long time.
This is unexpected.
Indeed, the government forces won't expect it at all.
Mostly because it's crazy. We will have to report it. Yes, your leadership should be notified, only after we inform you of what must be done. What must be done, then? We must go to the site of the SDF-1, the superdimensional fortress, and see if the Matrix is intact. I don't think so. The Matrix was moved to the third ship, but it was lost when they came back out of hyperspace.
We should be able to detect that from orbit. We scanned out something aboard the ship. We need to check it out. We're going to break into a top-secret facility and find an ancient ship that's buried somewhere. Sounds fun. When do we leave?
You know what we must do. If the information is still aboard the SDF-3, we must go there and look for it. The alien is in your care.
The clone is, but he's only as good as the programming given to him.
Then we must proceed. We know we're being watched, so let some of them come. We can enter the facility because we're of rank. We're not really breaking in. It's not going anywhere.
Where is Miria?
She didn't show. The old gang isn't all back since our return, and she didn't want anything to do with us. We might need her.
I had a dream.
Something strange is happening. We need to know who to trust. I'm back after all the rehab and stuff, ready to serve. It's good that I can count on you.
We need to get back aboard the Robotech ship.
We need an inn. Tell them we left something behind. I just got off probation, and now you want us to go sneak around a 5-mile-long spaceship from the dockyard.
We're ranking. They should let us do an inspection.
We're all here at the dockyard. Let us enter the building and see if we can find out about the ship. They're not going to let you in there. I'll pull rank. Nichols, let us in there. I only said they wouldn't, but I'm not them. Very clever. I try. Hey, who goes there?
It's Lisa Hunter. Let us in. Fine, but Lisa stays here where I can see her and you can go in.
All right, then. It's good to see someone in the Robotechs around. Aren't you a little young cadet? My code name is Lonk. I'm a first year, sir. Scans indicate that Daniel was correct. The power matrix, or whatever you call their version of it, the protoculture matrix, doesn't appear to be here. It disappeared mysteriously after we manifested from hyperspace. Your surmise was correct. We must locate this device. It would help us find a protoculture there, either the fuel or the culture.
And various humanoid species and alien planets, including those on Liberta and Glory.
But you don't have it, and we're here now. You, who goes there? It's the Hunters. Oh, we can explain. We were trying to show the aliens we no longer had the power matrix. Guards take them, but let the Witwickies go. Hey guys, it appears the Admiral has been arrested.
Arrested for what?
They were snooping around at the facility where the SDF-3A was, with the alien.
We must go and rescue them.
I don't know if we could do that.
They let you and Jenico. That's because we were with the Autobots. They had no reason to hold us. We weren't trespassing there. That's odd. They must have had a reason for doing it.
I think they were spooked. There's an alien clone there. Zor Prime. Bring up anything?
Only that in another timeline there are other Zor Primes. Other than that, I don't know.
I studied some of these potential timelines, but I don't know really that kind of thing. But I do know you know something about that kind of character.
Well, in one timeline, there was a Zor Prime that was my kind of boyfriend. But it didn't apply here. I've never met him. You want the band to go rescue the Hunters and Max?
That's the general idea.
Maybe we could get the Transformers to help.
We probably shouldn't involve the Transformers in this.
Well, we could, since they're giant mecha guys, they could just walk in there and, demand to hand them over. The Transformers shouldn't be used as muscle.
I don't know, it might be kind of funny. Then you could go, yeah, if I was a stalwart soldier, I'd be worried about that. But in this timeline, I'm not that. I take it Louie is there too. And Lunk, the new guy.
Well, let's go check it out. Yeah. Do you have a plan? I'm a cook, not a tactician. That'd be a no. I guess we have to figure it out on the way. Maybe we should just pretend to throw a concert.
Then we'd be unleashing a WMD.
There. Lisa, it's good to see you again. Yes, Min-May. I understand that in the other timeline there was a triangle between you and Rick and me. However, in this one it didn't happen. Well, it kinda did. We took in your kid, Roya. Oh yes, how is Roya? You haven't seen them in a while. They're fine. They don't want to see me, but I left them with you a long time ago. Yeah, we can discuss that later, but Rick and the others are being held in there. I guess we have to parlay for their release. That's the idea.
We thought about bringing some of the Transformers along, but then decided against it. Well, with the exception of just one.
RC decided to join us. Well, that's one. I don't know what bringing me along is going to do, but let's go. What are you all doing here? They're not here on bail or something. You're going to bail them out?
No, they're being held for interrogation purposes. They brought an alien to a top-secret site to have him look for the SDF-3's power matrix.
It isn't here, but they thought it was.
As they apparently tried to tell the alien.
It's true. The matrix device disappeared when the fold system brought us back to Earth a year ago in 2032. So technically a crime wasn't committed, besides being kind of trespassing. After all, they're admirals and high-ranking people.
They weren't reinstated by anyone, they just came here on their own, breaking protocol.
Yes, there are rules, even for the Robotech Expeditionary Force. Wouldn't I technically outrank them?
You would.
As a civilian, I would have no rank at all. However, it would appear I have some clout.
Only in the other timeline, when you were the songstress, that stopped the war.
And I've been reminded of that. There's little time left for you guys to fool around with protocol. You have no idea what the other masters are up to.
So we should just release them into your care, Lisa Hunter.
Yes, exactly. But you two can come along to make sure we don't run off. Where would you run to? The Robotech ship is not capable of flying off again. Not without a crew. Technically, there aren't enough of us to fly the ship. We need 1,000 people. Well, I guess I don't have the clout I used to. In the other timeline, that is. Perhaps I should offer them some coupons for the Chinese restaurant.
You've got to be kidding.
We need to find Remy and Cabell. The alien might know where to find them. I'm also going to take the alien.
We know where Remy and Cabell are. They were with the alien. They were hiding off to the side.
We just grabbed them, now we're going to let them go.
Let them go. We'll go with them wherever they're headed.
That does breach protocol, but very well, let's go.
With Megatron and the others away, the Decepticons will be under my leadership. Find the Masters so that I may deal with them.
The Masters are aboard their ship in orbit of the planet Earth.
That was quick. Contact them.
The channel is open. Transformers, why have you contacted us?
Because so far our presence here has been limited. The other Decepticons and the other Autobots are on the planet ship. The Autobots are therefore vulnerable.
Vulnerable to attack? Surely not.
I do not know what your game is, Judge of the Robotech Masters. But it's probably a silly plan.
No sillier than other plans you might have had.
I understand that you people clone one another and resurrect them. Transformers have a similar method, using spark energy and body shells.
You wish to make an alliance to crush the Autobots?
It would go without saying. Well, yes, tell me. Do you have the DNA that we sent you? And can you use it?
We can use it, but why would we want to resurrect this person?
Enough of his followers are left that it would cause utter confusion among the humans. Then all you'd have to do is swoop in and seize the opportunity.
I'm listening, but it would expend energy.
You would seem to have plenty of energy, protoculture and the other kind.
We will consider it.
These guys are crazy. There can't be that many of them on that ship.
It was similar to the other timeline. There weren't that many masters in charge of the Robotech soldiers, they just had a large army.
Yes, and in another timeline, the universe was completely different, and the Masters were the controllers of a planet called Glory, and the humans had occupied your planets, and you were actually the good guys, fighting to chase them off.
That history is only known to the ancients. How would you know of this?
Just know that we do.
They're insufferable, or at least that one is.
Together we will crush the Autobots and the Robotechs and seize the power of the protoculture for ourselves.
Excellent. An alliance.
It's against my better judgment that I bring you here, but very well. Still, you can't fly the ship off the planet.
No, we cannot fly the ship off the planet.
The ship carries some of the elements of the other two SDF ships. It's not complete. It isn't whole.
The other two ships were completely dismantled, and this ship was rebuilt from it, kind of like the ship of Odysseus.
I am not familiar with the ship of Odysseus. It doesn't matter. The point is the robotechnology you seek is no longer here. The Masters will require it. Even if it doesn't exist, they will demand you find it somehow. How can we find something we can't possibly get to? We're not the same people as the ones in the other timeline.
She's right. We're not the same people. We may have similar backstory, but the universe skewed into this tangent.
Now hand over the protoculture mystery, otherwise the Masters will come and get it themselves.
They're welcome to attempt that, but I see no real reason they would find anything. The Masters seem convinced of this, but we don't even know how many there are.
There was once a great army. Not just them, but the Bioroids. And there was an incident. Several, actually. And an outbreak. The space plague. It affected them as it did the others.
What did they do with all the material? I mean, all of the people that were killed? The bodies?
Most of them were clones. They were probably recycled. I don't know.
Bring in Cabell and Remy and ask them what they saw on the ship. That'd be a good idea. I don't know. What if they captured you? Well, we're not the same people as in the other dimension. They wouldn't know what to do with us if they captured us. That's convenient. Yeah, let's contact Remy and Cabell.
To do what? Ask them what's going on?
That'd make the most sense. I don't think Zor Prime here knows what all's going on over there. Probably only knows what he's been programmed to know. Summon Cabell and Remy. Have them come here and meet with us. There's no time to waste. You wanted to see us, sir.
We came along with you.
Report your findings. What should you find over there? The Masters themselves appear to be hurting. There was a fraction of them left. Apparently a space virus spread to most of their kind because a lot of them are clones.
So there aren't very many in charge? Maybe a dozen? We only met 2 until it created Zor Prime.
The 2 of them and Zor Prime. There was a clone nearby, but he was in a vat, and we couldn't tell what it was.
Should we go up into space and have a look at their ship? Wouldn't that be extremely dangerous? We can't convince them of the protoculture either, because we're not the same people. No, but if we have the essence of them, they're aware. They're aware of what we did on the Sentinels campaign.
We must proceed cautiously. After all, I'm one of the Masters left behind on the planet. Would they persuade you in some way? No, they left me behind on the planet. There's no love lost between us. Then we will begin a recon mission. Who should go on the recon mission? I don't want you guys escaping again. I'll be one of them going on the recon mission. Fine, you can come too. We have to find some way of getting on the ship undetected. Veritex would be out, and Jetfire's way on that mission with the other Autobots. Transformers? We'll hitch a ride on Transformers. All we have to do is get some of them to come with us.
What do we do while we wait?
You'd be going on a mission of your own. Assemble your group, as though it were like the 15th squad that was from the other timeline. And then what, sir? We will infiltrate the enemy stronghold. And with the Decepticons not making a peep, I suspect we'll see some of them soon.
Yes, I want them to find the Decepticons and report back.
That's a good idea. If we go find the Decepticons, we'll go to the Master ship. Or rather, you guys will go, and I'll stay here. Let's roll. This is quite a setup they got here. Advanced alien technology. Admire it later. These guys are kind of weird. You just noticed? They chucked a bunch of bodies over there. All of them are stacked up. They contain biological matter. Bodies. Tons of dead bodies. No life in them. They seem to be in stasis. That is very weird.
Well, clones were mentioned. Let's have a look around.
They were soldiers, not merely clones. What? We didn't have any mecha ordered. Come here. Where'd you guys come from? We came from the Earth. Duh. Well, no, we're on a scouting mission. That's it. Good morning. Take us to your leader. You do not have an appointment. My blaster will be my appointment card. Go right in. This must be their cloning chamber. The atmosphere is Earth normal. There's something weird in there.
The clone in here was being guarded. It's fresh.
It appears they were attempting to make a weird hybrid clone.
Kind of looks like Donnie Spurs. It also looks like Archie Perker. It's a mutant. If they activate it, it'll be a monster.
We should stop them from activating it.
Stop them.
Seize the intruders.
Some of them are giant robots. Touch that. Some of them are humans. Now that I have you, prepare to witness what I have created. It shall be glorious. It shall destroy you.
Why aren't you all talking, no action?
There are Decepticons coming.
Decepticons, which ones? Excellent Autobots. You're just in time to witness the end of you.
We shall activate this mutant clone, and sow confusion and disorient all.
No, it is we who will activate the clone. You will merely stand here and be silent. As Cup once said, if you haven't figured out these guys are crazy, you're shorter on the uptake than I thought. How dare you, Springer? You can't activate that clone. His DNA is completely scrambled between two different guys. Behold your distraction, the newest breed of our master species, which will conquer the universe.
It appears that he's as crazy as Megatron or Galvatron back in the day.
Springer, take a beat on that clone chamber. If it actually comes to life, I'll do that.
That's kind of messed up, Springer.
It sounds kind of like a Decepticon. It's a mutant. It should probably be put out of its misery early on. If that thing comes to life, it would prove that life itself doesn't follow any rules. Behold humans and transformers, as soon you shall witness the next step in our evolution, the hybrid. Activate the clone. The clone shall be activated. Bring him to life with the power of the protoculture. By the shapings of the protoculture.
It will be an abomination, the child of the shadow.
I forgive your blasphemy. Throw the switch and bring him forth. Shades of Frankenstein's monster. We've been studying your species and your mind transference powers, and your abilities too. We'll move the sparks in and out like an artificial soul. If you made one of those, it's like that. Activate it. It's an abomination. Start power to it. Yep. Move it and wipe. Something's wrong with him. He appears to be broken. That green fur balls? Clay? There is something wrong with him. Scientist, what happened? I'm not sure. The artificial soul should have worked. I merely combined the brain engrams of the knowledge of those two individuals into this body shell.
I suppose their insanity is canceling each other out. They were both crazy, just in different ways.
That mutant isn't going to fool anybody. No, not only the clone of Zor Prime may hold the key to this. You're going to quit now already. You can make thousands of new clones from the other bodies. Not like that. I fear he may be mentally disturbed. There's something really broken with him. He's nuts. Then again, these guys aren't exactly following on all cylinders. Enough! The experiment has failed. Already giving up? You masters are worthless. What happened to you? You were a mighty evil army that was going to take over everything. Certain circumstances limited our invasion plans. Millions of us died in the spaceplane. Millions of you? Your whole planet's liberated. Why don't you go back there? No, we can never go back. We will spread the spaceplane to them. It is possible. Black, the group, Sparkle, Bardass, Slinky Man.
Would someone please kill him?
I would, but it amuses me too much. Your mutant is mentally deficient and will not be a threat. It seems to be going mad.
It's completely untaught, Rick. Don't kill it for being mentally deficient.
Guard, kill that thing. I have no use for it now. The guard blasted him. It's the end of Spurs and the end of Burger. Their legacy ends now. Now we have the Admiral of the Robotech forces. Seize them. We didn't think this out too well, did we?
Well, you're the one that wanted to come up here all gung-ho looking for trouble.
Take them. We shall not clone them. We shall hold them as bargaining chips. Perhaps we can brainwash them. That's not how brainwashing works. We'll take them to the holding area until we can figure out what to do with them. Maybe somebody on the Earth will want them for ransom or something.
Well, that idea kind of fell apart.
We weren't able to come up with a better one. Well, you really didn't make a concerted effort to try. You're the one that kept interrogating us. We Transformers are not going to let you hold him. You might want to rethink that. I'm taking charge. We are holding you here. Ha 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 ha.
I report that the Decepticons have ambushed Rick Hunter and the others on the Master ship.
We have to rescue them.
How are we going to do that? We don't have any mecha down here.
We're going to need to enlist some more Autobots. Wouldn't that get the Autobots captured, too?
It's a risk we'll have to take.
What is the Master's plan, and how many of them are there? I don't know how many there are. Of the Master's Council, there are maybe 100. On the ship, crew, maybe 1,000. I'm not sure.
Or how did they hope to take over a whole planet with 1,000 people? Sounds kind of ridiculous if you say it that way.
Stranger things have happened. Like, for instance, in one of the other timelines, we were abducted and taken to another realm where the Primes stood before us.
I wonder why the Zor Primes and the other Primes use the same name.
I think it's a coincidence. The first prime number is prime or 1. It's got to be a coincidence.
Everything seems to happen for a reason. We have to free the others from the ship, and we know they're there.
We will contact the other Autobots and mount a rescue mission.
It'd be fun to see some of them again. Yes, it worked, but this time we're not going to see the Prime Room.
And I'm dressed as Chip, but I'm Daniel. I've been meaning to ask you, when did you disappear into the other timeline?
I was held in a simulation where other events happened. Essentially hung around with my dead sister for what seemed like years. Got very boring once I figured it out. Well, it ain't her. It was some kind of robot.
Oh, and who must we contact?
We will contact the Zor Lords.
We know of one. Artemis was 6 Zor.
Well, there you go. Let's contact them.
He's one Autobot against a handful of Decepticons. They will do. I will contact them. It's been a while since I've met with you, but our friends have been captured by the Masters. We must free them.
We must put together a rescue mission.
Well, since we didn't go to the planet Liberta, we might as well do a rescue mission. The Decepticons have the other Autobots. Yeah, they have Springer and some others.
They have Wheeljack and RC. They have Rick and Lisa and Gunther as well. We must rescue them. We must be careful. They could still be dangerous, even though there are very few of them left. How are we going to break them out of the mothership?
The Decepticon that leads them is a clone of Jihaxus, fearsome Decepticon warrior from the Liege Maximo, but he's a clone of the original and not the original. How can we use that to our advantage? He's self-assured and overconfident. We can use that.
So he merely thinks he's really good and he isn't. Got it.
We should leave for the rescue mission at once. The other humans should stay behind. Their minds might not be affected, but I can see their frail bodies being affected.
They won't be using their mind powers over there. Yes, it would appear the mind powers have waned since the last battle. They won't be using them, but in turn, I can't use mine on them. Swell. Says we're on our own.
Just as well. Those Invid Decepticons were messing with their heads on that one planet. And the other planet. And the other planet.
Part of the reason we shouldn't go into some of their colonies and messing with them. We should leave Liberta and Glory alone.
And also because we received a warning from the Primes. Can they use clone agents? Can they activate them to take people out, or is that just in the movies? That's just in the movies, especially with the mind powers being reduced.
The Masters are grossly overconfident.
We'll rescue the others, put together a team. All right, Autobots, let's roll. This technology could be a powerful weapon against the Autobots. We should control it and crush them. You would not know how to make this work. It is Master's technology.
It cannot be beyond us. We're machines.
Yes, this technology is not dissimilar from those of the Liege Maximo offshoot of the Transformers, named for Liege Maximo himself, of which I am a descendant. Is that supposed to be royalty? Foolish human, you do not know shaping Transformers. Allow me to eliminate you. There were originally 13 demigods called the Primes. One of them was called Liege Maximo. I've heard of the 13 Primes. Optimus Prime explained it to me once. The Zor are kind of like Prime, and we are the Zor Lords. We named one of them Zor Prime, after the first Zor Lord. That's kind of silly. It is not silly, it's just the shapings. The shapings are ethereal demigods as well, kind of like the Primes.
The Primes proved to be super advanced Transformers, at least according to the reports from the other timeline. I never actually met one.
Oh, but you kind of did. Descended from the Primes, Optimus Prime and Megatron themselves.
Ah, the legacy of the Prime. It'll make no matter when the other Decepticons get here. I'll have to hold you here until we return.
No Decepticons will have no sway over us. They're much larger than you. Can merely toss you against the wall and take over the ship. We have powerful bioroid pilots that will stop you. They could if they were alive, but your clones have not been reactivated. The fact is, so far we've only met some of the guards. Occasional scientists here and there, too. I would say your crew is more like a couple of dozen. I'm surprised the ship even flies. How dare you? I will make the wisecracks around here, Hunter. Alert, we're being scanned. It's an Autobot ship. Already? Perfect timing. Let us activate the Master's defense system and blow the Autobot ship out of space. It will be a glorious day for the Transformers and for the Decepticon kind. They're approaching this section. They seem to be tracking us. They're tracking us. These people are a little dense. We already contacted the Minmay lady. The Minmay of this time period does not have the power of the song. She doesn't have to. Different timeline. These guys are hurting.
Yeah, they're kind of incompetent.
Perhaps I've signed up for the wrong team. No Decepticons appear to fight. Activate defenses. Fire on the Autobot ship. We will obliterate the newcomers. Sir. Fire at will. They dodged. They're still coming. Fire again. They dodged again. They've broken through the defenses. They have some kind of power we didn't anticipate. Decepticons, free our friends or we'll destroy you. Ultra Magnus, it is you. I should have known. You should have. You Decepticons are screwy. Hand over the prisoners. You made a frightful ruin out of the entranceway. It is a good thing you did not blast the atmosphere out into space. We took precautions. After all, the automated systems of this ship are quite extraordinary. The atmosphere is intact. Quickly to the bioroid mecha. Stop the Autobots. You two don't look like the type to pilot a bioroid mecha. Order the guards to the bioroids and have them attack the Autobots. How could these guys even do that?
Bring all the humans aboard the Transformer ship and let's get out of here.
You were supposed to be the prisoners, but now you're taking them from me. Drat. Let's get out of here. There's a couple of clunky bioroids in this way. Piloted by humans. Shall we fight them? Nah, just push them over. Let's get out of here. Yeah, these guys are boring. Never see that in a character study or comedy. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stop them. They're getting away. Let's roll out. Not actually show it. A little too easy, but fine. Why not? Judge, we should go after them in the bioroids. Prepared the bioroid shuttle. Shall we activate Zor Prime? Yes, let us activate Zor Prime. The clone mind can be manipulated as our easiest spy to destroy them. It'll be glorious. What's happening? My mind is being cooked.
What is wrong with him? I'm not sure. It's like a switch was flipped inside him. Brainwashing. I guess it works on clones. I didn't think it would. Perhaps it is similar to the doppelganger technology.
The what?
On some of the Masters planets and the Invid planets, we encountered these doppelganger guys. They had the ability to affect the human mind, mainly through the use of drugs, but also they could do it in a room. They nearly drove me and my sister bonkers, as well as Bowie. Yes, I remember that.
I'm not in control of my emotions. I have a sudden urge to eat massive quantities of candy.
That's weird. You'd think if they wanted to make a super assassin, they would have programmed him to think about killing or something. Well, it's just as well he's not a super assassin. That'd be bad. I mean, he'd probably start shooting or something, and then we'd have to kill him.
You won't stun him yet. Just see what he does first. Keep a beat on him, just in case. I don't even have a weapon. I can't do nothing. Oh, brain scrambling. Ah. That is really odd.
I got a call. Ultra Magnus has succeeded in releasing the others. Unfortunately, the Decepticons are also coming down.
The Decepticons.
Scans indicate the entire force is coming down this way. That includes a small force of Masters, Bioroid, and Officer pods.
Why did the Masters come here? I don't know. My brain is frying. Ugh. So they've activated the spy, but he's losing his marbles. Mission. Must complete mission. Thank you. He's out cold.
Hey, what kind of an activation switch is that? I suppose the spaceflight could have affected him. And maybe the cloning process itself. I hope he isn't a carrier or something. Why didn't we consider that? Oh well, we're all inoculated. Well, we've been inoculated from Earth germs and space plague.
I wasn't.
How did you manage to get away with that? What if the aliens are going to spread something to everybody? It's all your fault.
Listen to quack doctors on the internet, I'm sorry.
Now we're all going to have to be quarantined thanks to you.
No, you've all been inoculated.
Oh, I guess we wouldn't need to be, but you would. We'd be off the hook this time. Of all the strange, incompetent notions.
He's still breathing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still breathing. He's just out. Keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing strange happens until the others arrive. We'll keep an eye on him until the return.
They're on their way. All is in readiness as the plan is coming to fruition. Excellent. Little did they suspect that the activation has begun. Yes, we couldn't use their mega computer to invade, but instead decided to use their people. Yes, let us commence. It is curious. They have no idea they could be infiltrated. How could they? After all, I'm a genius. We should bring forth the confusion that will bring down the Robotech people. Just as the awareness has foreseen, we shall bring in other assets. This is amusing to me. Little did they know that the doppelganger plan on their world was only the beginning. How could they have known? We've tapped into their mental powers. They have no idea. They only use a small percentage of their psychic powers. We shall bring in the other assets, and together we will destroy the Robotechs. It'll be beautiful. The Masters will rise again.
Ah, here you are. I see you all gathered here before me.
Yes, the distraction of the Archie worked quite well. They assumed they destroyed the only clones. A bit too well. We are preventing those who could detect us using the devices, the protoculture devices. They do not detect them.
I think they will. Give them time. They'll figure this out.
By then it'll be too late. The Masters will have control of their propaganda systems, and then their airwaves, and from there the Earth will be ours. Do not underestimate them. They nearly figured me out during the space mission.
That's because you kept blowing your cover, hanging out in cheap gin joints with a fake ID, even though you were a teenager.
I was attempting to learn Earth culture to infiltrate them, fool.
No, you were not. You were playing, distracting yourself from your cause.
Enough! We must activate the others. But you mustn't make them kill Rick Hunter and the others. Other Max, at least not yet. Plan is laughable and insane. The Decepticons would be proud.
Begin the activation of the others. Soon the Earth will be overrun by zombies. I don't like it. They broke up. The others are around, but you always gotta have backup. It does seem a little suspicious, but for some reason I don't have the power to figure out why. I usually go with intuition more than I go with psychic mumbo-jumbo. No, intuition is the sense of psychic mumbo-jumbo, as you put it. It's your other senses acting together. So where did the Bioroids go? They landed with us. It doesn't make sense that they would use such technology and then simply vanish. They're up to something. I hear there aren't enough of them to invade the Earth, so maybe they're going to do like that story, The Mouse That Roared. I'm not familiar with the story. It's a story where a tiny little country takes over America by tricking them into giving up their military. It's kind of silly. It's supposed to be a parody. That's ludicrous, but the Decepticons have been known to do stuff like that. Could be the Decepticons. Oh, they're in cahoots with Decepticons. Just I don't think there's very many of them, and I don't think it's Megatron. Some of their lesser minions.
That isn't good.
Long time no see, sister. Hold on a second, how are you around here? I'm not your Farrington. Note that the Masters are coming.
She's one of them.
The shapings of the protoculture will will it into existence, because the Masters cannot win, so they will cheat.
What do you say?
The Masters only have maybe 1,000 on the mothership, but they're mainly soldiers that have not activated. Once they are, they will get into the Bioroids and invade the major cities of the Earth. Only thousands, they'd be destroyed. All they need is a foothold. The current landscape on the planet is completely in flux, especially since it's been 4 years since the space plague. It's conceivable that they could dig themselves in. And when they do, no force in the universe will stop them, not even the primes. Well, we could stop you first. Well, I'm sure we're physically capable of beating up on Farrington, if that's your idea. I was thinking of something less brutal. We had a catfight in the other story. Enough of your fourth wall breaking. The time has come for the master zombie horde to come forth. There are, of course, far more corpses than could be animated on the ship than the soldiers. They've weaponized the space drugs from the space mission, haven't they? Somehow they figured out how to do it. We must find the scientific staff immediately.
We will stop you.
There's a Bioroid coming. Kind of looks like Prime. Bioroid pilot, exterminate them. Well, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out fighting.
Here he comes.
Crush them. Step on them and smash them.
We'd better run. Here he comes.
The Bioroid, prepare to destroy them. Flattened like in that little cartoon with Bambi versus the Godzilla.
Hooey, done blown up, yeah.
An Autobot, one of the Zor Primes.
I'm one of the Zor Prime Autobots, but I'm also Scout.
How'd you know where to hit the Bioroid?
I didn't. I just figured if you shoot him in the head, where's he gonna go?
Oh my god, you're teeming with incompetence.
I'm the silliest of the triumvirate. Yahoo!
She's a clone of one of the Masters. I don't know how they did it.
Or she's hypnotized. I hear the Masters can do that to each other.
Let's get out of here and find the others. We'll take her with us. I will not go with you. The operation isn't over. They do not need me. She activated the kill switch. She's dead.
Well, that's too bad. Let's roll out. You are the reinforcements. We are in trouble.
Megatron must not care about this mission at all.
Do you want our help or not? Fine, fine. These Masters have got a plan to infiltrate the humans. Yes, now that my twin is dead, we are going to use the technology from the Sentinels mission against them. It ties into their brains and messes with them. They will be like putty in our hands. Huh, what? When? Brain hacking? I don't think that was possible with humans. Maybe with clones, things are different. That is true. We're more like androids, very sophisticated ones. So your plan is to use some of your androids to infiltrate the humans. That's the idea.
That idea is fairly weak, but very well. So how many of their clone agents are out there?
There are enough. We will simply assume command ranks and then order the bombs to drop. They're very simple. That's too simple a plan. You might say it's mentally simple, too. Why, it's a perfect plan. You'll see. These people are insane. Maybe the space plague messed with them. We do not speak of the space plague.
The other Seekers and I could do recon. There aren't enough Decepticons to mount a full-scale assault on the Autobots.
Yes, Ultra Magnus leads them, and I lead you. Let us go and crush the Autobots. We need your muscle to infiltrate the city and the Robotech ship. But they split the pieces of the original Robotech ship apart, and then built the one out of some of the pieces. It's not all there. We assumed they'd all be there, and that you'd know where to find them. And we assumed this, huh? It appeared the Decepticons don't know where the power matrix went. I just got rebuilt as a clone myself. I don't know anything about that. Oh no, what are we going to do now? Enough of that. We will go to Hunter and the others and make them give us the location. These guys don't have a plan. I'm surprised their mental energy actually works, whatever it is.
Yes, it's curious that would even work at all.
When the others went scouting, they didn't return.
Someone should go looking for them.
I don't like it. It's as if there's some other super genius out there. He knows what we're going to do next. You mean the Masters have tricked us into quarantining here? Well, joke's on them. We didn't. We let some of them out. What did they hope to accomplish? They're just going to try and take over with some few guys in some mech suits?
Can the doc tell us what's happening to Zor Prime over there?
He's comatose, but he shouldn't be. It appears his brain functions are controlled by some sort of computer device, an artificial brain-soul connection. Like a spark in Transformers. Maybe that's how they download their information from one Bioroid to the other. If we could disrupt that link, they would stop working. That's a really bad design. It could be how they're controlling all the clone drones.
Reports have it that they began their invasion using an army of clone zombies. Did I say that? Yeah, you did. Clone zombies. Must have been inspired by that Borg visit that one time. Either that's intensely clever or intensely silly. What is it with these master guys? Maybe they're so desperate they'll do anything. They can't possibly make a dent in the military armor around here. So they decided we're going to send in our clone zombies and confuse everyone.
They're going to make a terrible mess. We must stop them. You know, it's almost as if other Robotech people are leading the charge. Well, when we were the Sentinels on that mission, some of them thought that we were Robotech Masters as well, which is why they let us do what we did. Future intervention again? Probably not. No, but they could conceivably scan us and copy our personality engrams. Clones? Why does it have to be clones? I may be able to pinpoint the location of the device transmitting to this particular clone if I had a slightly more sophisticated scanning device. The Autobots. You called? I'm on it. Let me see. Boost the signal through your Transformers communication system. We'll identify the source.
You can find that source and turn it off.
I have something. Portable transmitter connections leading back to that mothership that landed. Let's roll out. You'll not get far with that information. It's like the mirror universe on Star Trek. Yes, my plan was deceptively simple. Yeah, too simple for your primitive minds to comprehend. Now prepare to die. You won't get away with this. Oh, they will, stepfather, I should say. I mean, I'm Minmay's, not yours.
No, that can't be. You can't be the villain, because you're trans, and that would be wrong.
Well, I'm not your Roya technically either, so there's that. I'm a doppelganger, a clone. And I, too, am not Bowie, but a doppelganger clone.
This is ridiculous. Why don't we just fire on the clones and destroy them?
They have us right where they want us, but they don't know what to do with us. I bet they do not. The clone of Zor Prime has come around.
The shaping's protoculture, Adana. You will bear eternal life.
What? I'm not pregnant.
The others are prime loved, you know.
No, we're not introducing a baby at the last act. That's stupid. I didn't know, and I'm not pregnant.
No, it can't be.
Why, he's an even bigger drama queen than I am.
I'm not a queen. I'll have you know that I'm straight. No. It has to be like that silly Robotech show, where in the original, you slapped me in the face after I kissed you.
Why, she's an even bigger queen than you are.
I'm not a queen. I'm straight.
Huh. A straight cisgendered Zor Prime would just be a few shells short of an incel. Now that we have you all here and you're distracted, we shall take over the SDF-3A and take what we want. But you just told us what you wanted to do. That's not a good idea. Master, we must take them now. They know too much. Yes, we must take them now. Wait a minute. Why am I taking orders from a bioroid? No, you shall not have what we have. You shall not have control of the protoculture.
Master, for too long you have controlled us. Now I will sever the link to the protoculture from you myself. I have been awakened by the awareness.
That isn't possible. You are a clone of Zor, the original Zor Master. It cannot be. You cannot be aware of the awareness. Unless the awareness is little more than technology. It's simply advanced technology. All we'd have to do is figure it out. Then we'd know what the Masters know.
Well, in one timeline, I'm a future Robotech Master. Apparently, I hang out with a version of him. I order you all to stand down.
That's not how that works, foolish human or Zentradi human hybrid. Yeah, maybe that's how it works. No, our plan cannot fail here. Summon the zombie hordes and have them surround the building. There's a horde of zombies. But they're all shambling on like they don't know what they're doing. Some of the Autobots are here. Autobots surround them. Well, we kind of can't do that. There's only a few of us, but you know what I mean.
Well, as here's a party. It's not done. I brought all the party snacks. Yeehaw! This is going to be fun. What kind of weird zombie movie is this?
We were the Zor Lords on the Sentinels mission and order you to stand down. We will not. We do not follow other mechanoids. You are the children of the Shadow incarnate. No, you will not ruin the plan. You cannot prevent the inevitable. Where did you come from, evil clone of me? The Masters created me from the space mission earlier on. They had access to the DNA from you. Yes, really the only Max, too. We didn't have Lisa or Rick. We had some of Roya and Bowie. But yeah, we just didn't have Lisa and Rick. Bring on the clones.
You stole my look, you bastard.
Yes, as the great Scream Queen Linda Day George would say. Bastard, bastard. Who is Linda Day George?
I don't know. Oh, never mind.
Millennials. Zoomers. No, they countered the diversion with a diversion of their own. That's diabolical. I didn't see it coming. As the awareness has foreseen, but not in your case. This ship is a menace to the galaxy, but we can't destroy sentient life forms. Ultra Magnus, we shall seize the power aboard this ship and use it to destroy the Autobots and rule the galaxy. No one should control this power. No, the least Maximum must rise again. It will not. That particular tribe is quite dead. But your minions keep coming back. Ah, but you were once the mate of Primary, who was descended from Solus Prime herself. So you would know. Ah, yes, Primary. But that doesn't have anything to do with this. Well, it sort of does. The Transformer, gods and goddess of the Primes themselves, they are similar to the awareness. That is why they went after the Queen Invid Lady, and all of that. Another goddess.
Yeah, that's similar, but the Regis isn't here. That's a good thing.
You hope to use this ship to summon the Invid to come and help in your war. That's not going to happen. We can turn the device off. If we shoot at the spot on the main console, the whole thing will just blow up. It's really poorly designed. Very well, Autobots, prepare to open fire.
No, you will doom us all. We will no longer be able to use the energy to restore our forces. It is not your power to control, but we do not want to render these masters incapable of returning to their planet either. Megatron would have my head. Don't be just another cheap imitation. Why don't you be the one to fire on the spot on the screen? Why should I do it? Why should I end this? You're a clone. Perhaps you can redeem yourself, maybe in this life or the next. But you will know that you made me do it. No, I didn't make you do it. You want to do it anyway, because you don't want us to control the power either. Oh no, I can't let the Autobots have it. Very well, I shall fire on it now. You deceived him into doing it for us. Didn't know you had it in you, Magnus. Oh, what have I done? The power will be useless. You tricked me. No, I was married to the descendant of the Decepticon commander. So yeah, I learned a few things. See you later, Decepticons.
The connection to the zombies is broken and the ship's going to self-destruct.
That was unexpected. Wow, this thing really is poorly designed. Here I thought it was all sophisticated stuff. Autobots and Decepticons, let's roll out. What happened? What happened? What happened? The zombies have all stopped working. They're crashing onto the walls and on the floor. They're useless. No, I can't end this way. I want to be victorious because I'm evil. There can be only one super genius, and that's me. Very well, but it was good to gaze upon myself again. But alas, I die.
Hardly, drama queen.
He's dead. Oh no, it can't end like this. My connection to the protoculture is gone. What'll I do with myself? I shall fling myself toward that viroid over there. Pong! Pong! The evil Bowie just knocked himself out by running into the foot of a dead viroid.
Most of the Zor clones are dying, but just from boredom. Wow, this really was kind of like Robotech the movie from 1986. Ugh.
Yeah, too bad we weren't around for that one, but I've seen it. I rented it one time.
What are you going to do with all the surviving masters? Their ship is breaking apart over there.
I'm not sure. I hadn't thought about it. No, plans are ruined. The Decepticons apparently blew up the power matrix rather than take the technology for themselves. The Decepticons, why would they do that? They like power. The surviving scientists report that Ultra Magnus tricked Jihaxus into shooting the main chamber and cut off the link. So in a sense, the computer thing did actually destroy your plans, just like in that cheesy movie. Only somehow this is a better written one than that other one. I've seen it too. Well, I guess we should form the 15th Squadron then and go on space missions on SDF ships and explore the galaxy. That'd be fun, but kind of silly. Yeah, the Sentinels are already back in this timeline. Well, you're all silly. I will take myself out, like Bobert in the Beetlejuice movie. Excuse me. Where's she going? Who's going to remember Bobert in 10 years?
I don't care. All I have to know is she was annoying. That's crazy. And the messed up thing about this is it actually wasn't evil. I just decided to go along with him.
That is messed up, but nobody actually got killed except for the bad guys, so I can't really charge you with nothing. Well, we could charge her with sedition, but since she was really a civilian, kinda can't do that. We'll have to let her go.
Oh, and Miri is hiding somewhere because she's pregnant. But we don't want to talk about that because it would ruin the moment. At least it wasn't me, because that would have been really lame. The army is arriving and they're probably going to arrest the masters immediately.
What are they going to do with him?
Isn't for me to say, I don't know.
I understand that in another timeline I'm kind of a dick. I tried to blow up the Earth in the 2040s to stop the invid. But here I'm not. It was good working with you, Rick Hunter. Oh, gee, thanks. So we're free to go. Well, you didn't actually do anything wrong. You just stood around and foiled the Master's plan without even trying. That's the usual way these motion comic parodies go. Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Why don't you quote an old TV show, also from the 80s? An old movie, yeah. The future hasn't been written yet. None of us has. Make it a good one.
Back to the Future, really. Can we stop?
That's the movie, all the time travel, and that one didn't really equate to this one, really. The Masters will be taken to an interrogation place, and they'll have a fair trial, according to the Earth's judicial system, which means it won't be too fair. Very well, we surrender to the Zors and the other Masters, and then the humans. Oh, okay, you're surrendering to us. I didn't realize. Well, we were kind of pretending to be Zors, but so were you, because you're clones and stuff.
Well, I'm sure now that everything's worked out, the adventures of Rick Hunter will continue.
Yes, let us gaze up at the stars longingly, thinking that our future will be bright, now that we've defeated the Masters on this planet, without even trying.
Someone mind explaining what's going on here? Why these clones things broke down and let us go?
It's a long story. Perhaps I'll explain it to you one day. Okay.
So this universe is ours to change as we please. The shapings, as they called them, have ended. Oh, the shapings are still out there, as are the Shadow Children, but we needn't worry about them. The Earth would no longer be considered a challenge to them, now that the robotechnology has been split up all over the place, and their ship is lying crushed on the planet.
And off-screen, Miria had a baby and named it after one of the Robotech people.
Mylene, yeah, maybe someday she'll be a part in a band on the ship, and I'll be the admiral on the ship, and Miriam will be the mayor on the ship, and she'll be on the ship in the band, and Miriam will, do whatever and set her up with some older pilot guy.
Well, that's one of the timelines. It's called Macross 7. The band's called Firebomber, but we're not going to go there because it's already been written.
It is time for us to go. The other Autobots are arriving. It appears that Cybertron is back where it needs to be, and the Master ship will be salvaged and returned to space. The surviving scientists will return it.
Meanwhile, Jihaxus and the Masters and their evil clan will remain in the space jail. Life is only what we choose to make it.
Do you remember love? I do. Hey, we made some Robotech references. Heh, so let's just end this right now before it gets cheesy.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.